Hello guys, my name is Databyte. In last episode, I really didn't have that much time, so we weren't able to work on this cliff right behind me. Instead, we had to go ahead and build this diagonal house right here, which I don't think it looks that good, and it needs some improvement, but that's not what I want to work on today, because I meant to be working on the cliff last episode, but I didn't because I really didn't have time. I only filmed the video in like 2 days, maybe. Less than that, possibly. But yeah, so that's what happened last video. I really didn't have that much time, but we did get some stuff done. But what I want to do in this episode is get back to what I was doing before and actually work on the cliff now. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on the cliff in this episode more than I have, like planning it, making the skeleton outline stuff. But yeah, so I got to go ahead and sleep now. So let's go ahead and just get into the video. Okay, guys, I've gone ahead and slept now. So now we can go ahead and start getting into what I want to do today. So yeah, what I want to go ahead and start off with is looking at this unfilled layer right here and seeing if it's where I want it to be or if I do want to move it back some more. Because last episode, all I did to work on this cliff was move that layer back 1 block. But that might not be enough, so I want to go ahead and see if I think it's enough still or if I want to go ahead and move it back some more. So yeah, let's go ahead and do that now. Okay guys, so I've gone ahead and pillared up on this dirt tower, and now that I'm looking at this, I think that this layer that's unfilled is far enough away, but what I think I should do is actually take some dirt off of this to make it match up more with this. So this first layer right here, this one right here, I want to go ahead and push it back towards that right there. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you guys what I mean. Oh yeah, guys, also look who decided to show up over there. We got some pillagers over there. They haven't really gone anywhere besides over there, but I don't really know if they can get out of there. But I don't really want to deal with those guys right now, because remember what happened last time I started a video and these guys came? So I'm just going to go ahead and ignore them and hope they despawn. Also, I don't see the captain. I'm assuming he's behind the tree, but yeah, I just thought I would point that out because they're here, and they might end up getting kind of annoying later on. I'm not completely sure what's going to happen though. So yeah, let's go ahead and actually do what I said I was going to do now. Okay, so guys, what I'm going to do is cut this part back right here, this flat part. I'm going to cut it back towards that and make it shaped more like that, but not over there. We're only going to cut it over here, not over there, which means we're not cutting the entire thing. We're just cutting this part right here because this part actually comes out pretty far from that and I don't like it. And also, I think if this part had a shape like those 2 layers, it would look better, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go ahead and do now. Here we go, guys. I've gone ahead and cut it out now, and it looks a lot better now, I think. I think it matches up a lot more with these other 2 layers, and I think it makes this other layer look a lot less thin. And also, I need to go ahead and sleep real quick, so let me go ahead and do that. Okay, so yeah, now I'm gonna go ahead and show you it up close, because then you can see it even better. So yeah, here's the shape. It honestly looks a lot better like this, I think, and I think it gives us more room right here. So I like it like this a lot more. So now we can go ahead and start working on some other stuff today, because doing this took me a while. I don't exactly know why it takes so long. It just does. That's how it works. It just takes me a long time to do it. So yeah, now we can go ahead and start working on the other things I want to go ahead and do. So now I want to go ahead and start a time lapse, and I want to go ahead and try to lay out a skeleton for what this cliff is going to look like. Now I don't mean a real skeleton. Like, it's not going to be an actual skeleton. It'll be a skeleton structure showing what like the shape of the cliff is going to look like. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start that time lapse now. Okay guys, I just finished that time lapse and I just realized it was probably kind of boring actually because I didn't do a whole lot of stuff, but it hopefully was sort of interesting from the standpoint of building. It probably wasn't very interesting though just to watch. It's probably going to end up being a little bit too long maybe. I'm not completely sure how it's going to come out when it's done, but I'm assuming it was probably kind of boring. If it wasn't, well, this doesn't mean anything. Anyway, yeah, I've gone ahead and laid out a very, very bare bones skeleton structure right here, and this is sort of what it's going to look like. The edges by where the hills are, that's going to take a little bit more work because it's going to be kind of hard to do that part, but yeah, this is sort of what it's going to look like. And it's going to be overhanging itself, so it's an overhanging cliff. But yeah, so the next step would be to go ahead and start filling it in. But before we do that, I want to go ahead and take a quick break from the cliff right now because I do want to go ahead and do some other stuff this episode. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and work over here now. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go over there now. Okay, so let me go ahead and just grab some more of my granite so that I can do some planning over here because that's what I want to do right now. Oh, and also guys, it's kind of late right now. Remember how last episode I kept saying the video might be 15 minutes long? So this one might be 15 minutes long. I'm not completely sure. But yeah, it's kind of late, and the same thing is sort of happening. It is Wednesday, and I'm filming again. You can't play one game forever, so I'm starting to feel that, and I might have to take a break soon. But at the moment, I'm pushing that out of the way and saying, no, I gotta get the video out. So I just want you guys to know that it is Wednesday again. I took kind of a long break in between what you saw and what is happening now. I thought I would just explain that because this video might end up being 15 minutes long, which right now I'm okay with that because I just don't feel like doing it today, but I'm doing it anyway. So yeah, let me go ahead and put my granite in my inventory how I want to, and then we'll go ahead and get on over there and do some stuff. Okay guys, so I want to go ahead and lay out the house that I wanted to put over here, because if you remember, I wanted to put 2 houses over here, but the thing is, I said this second one over here would be diagonal, but I think I learned something from that one. So there's 2 things that we can do right now. I can either not make a diagonal house, because I'm kind of scared to do those right now, or I could just go ahead and make a different kind of diagonal house. Like instead of making it a 1x1 diagonal, I think that's what that would be called, it could be like a 2x2 diagonal. I think what I just said makes sense, right? Anyway, so I still want it to be diagonal, so I'm going to go ahead and lay it out as a more than 1x1 diagonal house. I don't know how many diagonal I'm going to put it. I'm just going to go ahead and lay it out. So yeah, let me go ahead and do that, and then I'll show you guys as it starts to come together what the shape is going to look like. So I'm going to go ahead and get my granite out, and I'm going to go ahead and start building this now. Okay guys, here we go. I've gone ahead and placed in the first block. This is one of the most important parts of the layout, especially when you're just not feeling it like I am right now. So I've gone ahead and got it started, and I kind of always want to finish things that I start, so now I just feel like I gotta finish it. So yeah, I guess that's some tips on how you can sort of get into something you're not super into at the moment. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and start building this layout now, and I'll bring you back when there's more of a shape to show. Okay guys, this is the first idea I actually had, and I think it looks really good actually. I'm really proud of this one. I hope it comes out as a really good house because I really like this layout. But yeah, so it's a 3x3 diagonal, I'm pretty sure. I think that's what this would be called. I'm not completely sure though, but I think it's 3x3 because it's 3 blocks and then 3 blocks and then 3 blocks, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think it would be called a 3x3 diagonal, but I might be wrong about that. But yeah, so I'm actually pretty happy with this, and I thought this would take a little bit longer. So I think I want to go ahead and possibly start laying out the 4th layer for this, because it is going to have to sort of wrap around this house right here and sort of look like they cut it out so they could put the house right there. But then again, I also need to keep as much dirt as I can so that I can work on that. And I do want to get back to that this episode. I just might not because of how much time I have. But yeah, so I got some more stuff to do, so I'm gonna go ahead and start doing that. So yeah, guys, this is what it looks like from another angle. I just wanted to show you because it is kind of hard to see it from the angle I'm at. But yeah, I think this layout is really good, and I think it could turn out really good because we could have glass panes as glass panes instead of glass blocks. And there's a bunch of other stuff, and I just feel like this house will come out really good as a diagonal like this. So yeah, guys, I know I haven't quite built this house yet, but if you ever think about building a diagonal house, I would actually recommend not doing a 1x1 diagonal and doing more than one diagonal, because I think this is going to look way better. than that one does. And we still gotta fix that one, but I'm not gonna do that at the moment because I'm a person and I'm lazy and I don't want to do that this episode. So yeah, I got some other stuff to do, so let's go ahead and move on to that now. Okay guys, I know that you want me to work on the cliff and that took way less as long than I thought it would, so I'm gonna actually go ahead and start working on the cliff, and I'm gonna do it on camera instead of in a time lapse because maybe I can kind of explain some stuff. And also I have no idea the process that I'm gonna use behind this like at all. I've built a cliff like this once. It was smaller and it was in Bedrock Edition and it was in creative on a super flat world. So there's a lot of differences, but it's still sort of the same idea, right? Because it's still Minecraft and it's still the same blocks. The games just look slightly different. I don't know why. I can tell Bedrock when I see it. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually start working on the cliff now because I know the first time lapse was probably a little bit underwhelming or whatever the word is that I should use because you probably thought I was going to get more done. So I want to go ahead and start with the top actually, which is probably not where I should start with. I should probably start bottom and then go up. So if starting with the top doesn't work, I'll go to the bottom. But because where the top is where the dirt goes, I want to go ahead and start with the top. But that's also the part that's probably going to be the hardest for me. So I'm going to go ahead and start trying to build that, and I'm just going to kind of explain some things to you guys that I'm thinking. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing that now. Okay guys, so the very first thing I'm going to do is torch spamming, but I'm going to do it to make it look nice, so I'm going to have a pattern for it. So it's going to be like a square pattern, so many blocks in between each torches. Because this is a big area, and I'm obviously not going to fill all of this in, so I'm going to have to put torches in it. Which does bother me a little bit, because if you guys know, I hide diorite inside the houses to fill up the spaces that you will never see, because I just don't like it when there's hollow things that I know are there, but nobody else does. So I just fill them up with diorite because, I mean, like, nobody really likes this block that much, except for maybe B-dubs and a couple of other people who can build with it. I've never tried building with it before, and I kind of want to, but now is not the time to do that. Now is the time for the cliff. So I gotta go ahead and start placing these torches and make sure that they're gonna end up under this dirt that I'm about to place. So I'm gonna go ahead and start placing in these torches now. I'm pretty sure 5 blocks in between is the pattern that I was using in my strip mine all the way over in the original town. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do 5 by 5. So yeah, let me go ahead and place all the torches now. Okay guys, so if you look really closely, you can see that I've placed a bunch of torches. So all the torches are placed in, and I forgot to replace a block when I broke it. So I'm gonna have to do that. It's a good thing I noticed that now, or else I probably wouldn't have replaced that until later. It probably wouldn't have really mattered, though. I probably would have ended up replacing it anyway, so yeah, I just noticed that now, though. So yeah, now I'm going to go ahead and start working on this top part right here, which might actually require me to cut out some of this. I'm not completely sure. I can't do that on camera, though. I'd rather do that in a time lapse. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start working on the top of this cliff. I don't know how well it's going to come out. It might be good on the first try. It might not. So yeah, there's only one way to find out, and that's to start working on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. Okay, but first, before we get to anything, there we go. Now we can go ahead and start working on the cliff. Okay, so guys, I'm up here now, and I'm thinking I want to go ahead and make like a skeleton structure to show this. I don't want to fill it in completely because I feel like that should be something I do on a time lapse because it would look pretty epic on a time lapse. So yeah, I want to wait for a time lapse to fill this in all the way, but I'm going to go ahead and start making like skeleton structures to show what the shape of this is going to be. And also guys, I don't know why, but do you ever get that feeling that there's just a creeper somewhere waiting and watching to come and blow you up when you're just by a build that you really don't want a creeper to blow up? Because I'm really having that feeling today, and it's a weird one. I do not like it. And I sleep every single night, so there's not many creepers either. I barely ever run into mobs also because I sleep every single night. But yeah, so I thought I would just say that because if you ever see me like just going like this in this episode, that's because I'm looking for creepers because I got a strange feeling today. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to this though. I want to go ahead and make the skeleton structures now. So let's go ahead and start placing those in. Okay guys, yeah, something sort of like that I think is sort of what I want. Now this is different from the one I've built before. You guys have never seen the one I've built before. I kind of want to show it, but it's kind of hard to because it's on my bedrock thing. But anyway, yeah, so I want to make this one sort of bend down and then come up a little bit. The one I built before, I know you guys have never seen it, so you're kind of like, what are you talking about? So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and explain it for you. But yeah, the one I built before curved sort of up like this, but I want to make this one curve sort of down like this and then up, like this shape. But yeah, so I'm thinking something sort of like this maybe. I think this might look better once we get it replicated. But yeah, I think that's sort of what I'm thinking. But now that I think about it, this was supposed to be the middle part of the dirt because the dirt would come down a little bit as the cliff went down. This was supposed to be the middle part that went down. So it'd be like this. And then as it comes down, it would be going down. This would be like the middle part of as it starts to go down. But in some places, I really don't think that's going to work. Like right there, that is definitely the top. But anyway, yeah, I just got to replicate a couple more of these and then we'll see what it looks like. So yeah, I'll see you guys once I've made some more of these. Okay guys, it might not look like much now, but this skeleton layout thing that I've put here is actually, I think, probably a really good one, and I think it's going to make for a really good looking top of this cliff. I wish you could see it better, but you can't see it that well, so yeah, now you can see it better from up here actually. Actually, you can see a lot more of it. So yeah, this is sort of what it looks like. It's probably a little bit confusing to look at because it probably just kind of looks like a weird dirt blob with holes in it. But once I get it filled in, eventually, it will look a lot better. But this right here is like a contour line. And then this right here is just like a line to show me incline and stuff. Which I guess those are the same thing. But like this one goes this way and this one goes like contours. Anyway, so yeah, I have a lot more of this to do. But I've actually had to skip a lot of this because there's not much explaining for me to do. Because like here, I'll go ahead and try to explain it. So first I put up these lines right here, the ones that go this way. And then I looked at them and then I was like, I probably should have them sort of lining up. So then I was like, I should probably put in these lines, like the one I have down there, in between these, so that I can see what it's going to look like on the inclining and stuff. But there's a lot more of this for me to do, and I don't have much to explain about it. So actually, I'm going to go ahead and start a time lapse, and we're going to work on this a lot more than we did the first one. And I'm going to start that time lapse now. Okay guys, I had to go ahead and end that time lapse earlier than I wanted to, which I know is kind of sad because it's not anywhere near finished yet and it's looking pretty good at the moment. But yeah, so the reason why I had to stop early is because it's actually Wednesday right now, and if I don't stop, this video won't come out, so you guys won't even get to see this. So yeah, I had to go ahead and end that, or else I'll just end up building all day because I am excited to build now. I feel good. Anyway, so I have to go and start editing now, or else you guys won't be seeing this. So thank you for watching. You know, guys, when I'm terraforming, there's just something different. I like it more than all the other kinds of building, I think, because it's reminded me how much I actually love building. I'm actually excited like I used to be to build. But yeah, anyway, thank you for watching.